Devils Tuesday. This is The Woo Report. The Woo Report, episode 285, titled Bring Brockness Monster to New Jersey Immediately. I'm your host, Sam Woo, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios here at the Bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the rumor mill is heating up about your New Jersey Devils. Scouts galore all over the place in Chicago. What about Vancouver? Brock Boeser. Cornhole's already saying we don't need Brock. Well, I don't think we need Meyer either. Brockness Monster to New Jersey is what the Devils need, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm all about the Brock at the Rock. And it could happen, folks. It could happen. Because we've talked about it many, many times here on the Woo Report, on the Let's Go Devils podcast, on the State of the Fan address. We need those gritty players. I know Timo Meyer is a sexy player that is fast, great skills, looks awesome, flashy. We already have that with Jack Hughes. Again, I've said this all along, that the Devils, the problem isn't really the offense, it's the defense. However, Brock Boeser on the power play can get his nose dirty. Brock Boeser could be the guy that can make the Devils' power play that much better. And I know Timo Meyer, I know fans love what he can bring to the table, and so do I, if you're dreaming. But you're going to have to give up a lot for Timo Meyer. You can't discount that. And how much are you willing to give? And we've had this question over and over and over again. But Brock Boeser in New Jersey probably makes more sense. He can really help out the power play. He's good offensively. Yeah, he's not going to put up Timo Meyer numbers. But again, you're going to have to ask yourself, the amount that you would have to give up for Brock Boeser versus Timo Meyer, I wouldn't say it's night and day, but it's anyone's guess, of course. But Lou Lamoriello getting Bo Horvat out of Vancouver into an Islanders uniform, well, let's just say it was a pretty expensive trade for the New York Islanders and tying up cap space for 8 years, 8.5 AAV. But I think Brock Boeser would be the plan B versus Timo Meyer. But let me tell you, sometimes plan B is better than plan A. And here's why. Brock Boeser came from the 2015 draft, I believe. I think he could make an impact with the New Jersey Devils. And what would the Devils have to give up? Let me hear your thoughts. What would the Devils have to give up to get Brock Boeser versus Timo Meyer? And we got to be realistic here, folks. We got to be realistic here. Now, Cornhole and the YouTube Live is just going nuts. He wants Timo Meyer. Look, if you could get Timo Meyer for a third-round pick, I'm all for it. But that's just simply not going to happen, folks. It's simply not going to happen. Brock Boeser is probably a better fit overall with the New Jersey Devils. Like I've said, we need the beefalytics. We need the guys that can grind. Timo Meier's a finesse player. Brock Boeser, he can bang. He's not a Matthew Tkachuk, but you're going to need players that can just have a hard nose in front of the crease, especially on the power play. And I think Brock Boeser and the Brockness monster will really help the New Jersey Devils put some depth at the forward position. And you know what? You could possibly make a package here. Boeser and Luke Schenn to New Jersey. I would like that. You kill two birds with one stone in one trade. Dave Singer does make a good point. He says Brock Boeser is not a fit. His scoring is heavy on the power play. But who do you sit on your PP? But tell you, Timo Meier, and I know it's unpopular, folks, but the Devils need to beef up. They really need to beef up. And sometimes you can't have it both. I want to hear your comments, questions on the YouTube Live, Facebook Live, what your thoughts are on the Brockness monster coming to New Jersey. Nick Gallo says Sam Wu wants the Devils to win the lottery. Balin says Timo is a monster. Yeah, but I see what you guys are saying in the Facebook Live, but it's going to cost you. Think in dollars and cents, folks. Don't think with your heart. You got to have financial discipline in the salary cap era. I'm sure you can make it fit, but you also have to think long term as well. Timo Meier is just too expensive. Too expensive. Nick Gallo says, so what, Sam? Good players cost money, but they also cost you your future. If you tie up Timo Meier at $10 million a year for the next 7-8 years, that's a risk. No, it's a calculated risk, but it's a risk. But I see what you guys are saying. There's always two sides to the argument. Michael says, this sounds like Gaudreau shenanigans again. Was Johnny Gaudreau worth the risk back last summer? Answer me honestly. Yeah, he does get hurt. Yoelcito Gomez, he does get hurt. Dave Singer said, if no Timo, I say stand pat. But what are you, if Tom, you have to be realistic, folks. What will it take to get Timo Meier? Couple first-round picks. Dawson Mercer. Is that too expensive for you guys? Let me know. I'm interested in know. Would you give up that much for Timo Meier? Balin says a first Holtz and Yegor. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. Nick Gallo says your Wednesday night host literally ran the numbers for you. His numbers were bogus to me, Nick. Boy, you guys are all commenting. I'm just reading them all. But I'm all about the Brockness monster in New Jersey. Cornhole, you already did ask the question by asking, can I ask you a question, Sam? Anyway. But I want you to think outside the box, my friends. Dave Singer says the first, Sharangovich, Holtz, Ball, and maybe Dawes. That's not going to get it done, Dave Singer. They want more. And other teams will offer more. You got to think, my friends. I got my source from Beer Baron. Cornhole. That's where I got it from. Ask Beer Baron. You know, the other guy and company and crew. You know, that guy. Nick Gallo says 2023 first, Holtz, Sharangovich, Ball, and a second. I don't think San Jose is that stupid, to be honest. They're going to ask for more than that. Why wouldn't they? They've got teams scouring for Timo Meier. Would you want Patrick Kane to come to New Jersey? I'm sure Jack Hughes would. You guys are funny. Jeez. You know, I love this time of year when trade rumors are running rampant. It brings the best in all of us. You guys are vicious. Tim Wood says it's going to cost something that hurts a little, like Mercer or Nemitz, or both. It'd probably cost Mercer last year's second overall pick and a first rounder, and then you add in Kevin Ball. Maybe that will get it done. And if so, are you willing to part ways with all the above? Oh, you guys. You guys are funny. Reading all the comments on the YouTube Live, on our YouTube channel, Let's Go Devils, on Facebook at Let's Go Devils Podcast, and you can find us on Twitter at Let's Go Devils Pod. Yamasito Gomez says, Sam, is it an issue to not have a very good top right-handed winger? Not sure what you're asking. But tomorrow, we've got State of the Fan Address presented by pucksandpitchforks.com. Nick Villano and I will talk a little bit more about that. Smith the Great says, I agree with you, Sam. The Devils aren't in a rush to make a splash. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm talking about Brockness Monster as more of a conversational piece, but I prefer the Brockness Monster over Timo Meier because, again, you don't want to jeopardize the future and you don't want to jeopardize that salary cap culture that allegedly Tom Fitzgerald wants within the Devils organization. Timo Meier will just smash that salary cap culture, and you have to think more long-term about the team more than anything. Yes, in a dream world, if you're in fantasy land and get Timo Meier for nothing, it's simply not going to happen. It's just not. You have to be realistic here. The Brockness monster could be one of those players that can fill that void. But I really don't think there is a void, although I think that the Devils need to have a little bit of depth, a little bit of sizzle, and they should bolster up their defense in terms of depth down the stretch. Josh S. says, I would try for Tyler Bertuzzi. It's not a bad way to think. It shouldn't be Timo Meier or bust. What if another team like the Rangers acquire Timo Meier? Do you have a plan B? What's your plan B? D. Luke Shen says, JP, I'm telling you, Shen and a Boeser trade to New Jersey sounds enticing to me. And thank you for Nick Gallo, that comment. Boeser is slow like Hamilton, says Cornhole. Cornhole, you're biased. Maybe you like speed, but you still need to have some grit. Ryan Hunter says, Boeser ain't it, Sam. Shen is fine, but Boeser is Holtz. Eh. Where's the beef, says JP. All right, folks. There will be a Woo Report tomorrow, midday sometime. Wanted to get this in, talk a little Devils hockey. I want you to think outside the box. Balin says, Sam, you're the best, by the way. Listen to you guys all the time. Love the feel like we're BSing on a bar. Screw that 1 star. Thank you, Balin. Yeah, I mean, it's like we're at American Whiskey. But remember, February 25th, it's going to be a big event. We're still planning it. It's all coming together. But be there, be square. Nick says, love you, Sam, but these takes are rough. As in Lindy Ruff? Ha, ha, ha. I was just kidding. But you have to understand, as a podcaster, as a Devils fan, if I regurgitate the same things that you guys are saying, it kind of gets stale. You got to think outside the box here, folks. When Johnny Gaudreau ghosted Tom Fitzgerald, he went to his plan B. And that plan B was Palat and making a trade for John Marino. If he lands Timo Meier, I'd be happy. I'd be really happy, but I'd be concerned as well about the long term, not so much the short term. Will there be Timo time in New Jersey? I don't know. JP, the Kraken are not going to whoop us, and the game's on Thursday, by the way, in New Jersey. Dave Singer says Plan G is Boeser. Just remember, folks, I got a lot of heat last year when I stuck by Lindy Ruff back last February. Was a very unpopular take. It was a tough take. But I stuck to my guns, and I'm going to stick to my guns right now. I would be happy if Timo Meier was a New Jersey Devil, but I'd be concerned about the long term. But I also think that the Brockness monster and Shen from Vancouver is more realistic at this point. Ray Leo, I hope to see you on February 25th at American Whiskey. Arlette has confirmed she will be singing at American Whiskey on our $500,000 party. Plus, DJ Shelley, our DJ, will be DJing entertainment for all. American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place, in the heart of Newark, New Jersey. Dave Singer says, I need to buy my tickets for February 25th. Look, if you can't get tickets to the game, because it's going to be a tough ticket to get, we'll be watching. I know some of us are going to be watching the game at the bar at American Whiskey. So come hang out. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be lots of fun. All right, I want to thank all those tuning in, dropping the podcast at midnight. We'll be back tomorrow for State of the Fan Address. I'm sure Nick Villano has somebody lined up. Max says, pretty sure Devils Flyers are sold out. I got the last 2 tickets from the Brat Pack. Yeah, Brat Pack will probably be there. Smith the Gray, Sam, would you rather develop Holtz or trade him? At this point, I'll trade him. You got to sell the sizzle now. We can't wait for the sizzle of Alexander Holtz. He's worked with folks to help his skating, but so far, he's nowhere to be found, Alexander Holtz. And the Devils are ahead of schedule in their development, looking to get into the playoffs and doing some damage. I would package Alexander Holtz now, but for whom? I don't know. Could it be Timo Meier? Only one could hope. But the future right now is in Luke Hughes, Simon Nemec, possibly Muhammad Doolin, Dawson Mercer, all these draft picks that Tom Fitzgerald has drafted under his regime, and all the draft picks, the future draft picks, you got to keep it within the organization because they can be great players as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.